This cat cracks me up. And then, so on the flip side, so then that goes with limiting your white foods. And by that I mean those are naturally, like, not naturally processed foods. So not coconut. Coconut's okay. Cauliflower doesn't have a lot of color. It's great. It's like the chicken of vegetables. You can get cauliflower to do anything you want it to do. But processed white foods like white sugar, white flour, you know, ironically, like lard and salt are white and they're not very good for you. So when you're looking at white foods in your diet, what can you swap them out with that might have more color? And I like to say, like, white crackers, right? That's a pretty processed food. It comes in a bag or a box. So what could you have instead of crackers that would add more color? And that's simple things like cutting up cucumbers into chips, or using endive as instead of, you know, tortilla chips, or instead of white flour or white rice, cutting up broccoli or cauliflower and using those instead of the processed white refined rice product. I mean, there's so many clever little things you can do. So that's the 7 habits of highly healthy eaters. And then I want to take those then really quick, because I got some insight from your current coaches on some of the foods that you guys are really missing. And I wanted to give you a few tips on how you can apply the concept of adding color to your menu, and use it to more helpfully enjoy some of your traditional favorites, but with a really health boosting flair. So I heard that some people are missing chocolate. I'm not surprised to hear that at all. But the first thing I would advise you to do when you're like, I think I need a Snickers bar, is actually think about that for a second. I'm not saying you can't have chocolate. I've got some solutions for you, but learning to understand your cravings is probably one of the best things you can do as you're learning to develop better habits, and to see, is it like really a craving? Because your body's pretty smart, and sometimes, like, if you are legitimately craving it, maybe you just are low in energy and you do need some sugar. Maybe, could be. But is it a lonely thing? Is it a bored thing? Is it a stressed thing? Because if it's any of those things, if it's not a true biological like need, which it could be, but if it's not, then it's a good time to evaluate what else is going on, and would some mindful meditation help? Or would picking up the phone and calling a friend help? Would getting up from your desk and going for a walk and getting some air help? Would all of those things cure that other need that was like masking itself as a Snickers bar, which at the end of the day isn't gonna really make you feel that much better? But let's say it's a legitimate chocolate craving. Here's what I would suggest. Do you have chocolate protein powder? Because it's delicious. And you can put it in the blender with a banana and ice and maybe some almond milk, and it's gonna come out tasting like you just went through the drive-thru and got a chocolate shake. It's amazing. And you put a banana in there, so you're getting some extra vitamins and minerals, and your protein, as long as you picked a good powder that's pretty clean, is just gonna give you like probably 150 calories and probably 20 grams of protein. That's not a bad gig, and it's gonna taste really good. Yeah, I'm sure you know dark chocolate, that's like, and raw cacao, it's actually a superfood, super high in antioxidants, and not really that sweet, so it could give you that kind of dessert satisfaction, but without all the sugar. And now, I'm not really a fan of sugar-free Jell-O pudding, but I can tell you, when I was losing my weight, I did lose 20 pounds back in 2009. I have kept it off, and I had a different take on artificial sweeteners at the time, but Jell-O pudding with skim milk is delicious, and it's really just, you just really get the calories from the milk, and that can really take care of a craving that you're having there. I also heard that maybe you were missing ice cream. If that's the case, then you may have tried this already. So think about it, like ice cream, right? It's white ice cream, like cookies and cream or something. How could you make that more colorful? Okay, well, you could have fruit sorbet, so that's a good idea. You could put some frozen fruit in the blender, and then freeze it up, or you could buy it already made. I mean, you want to watch the sugar on it, but it could be a cold, sweet treat that could really satisfy your craving without all the added fat and sugar. I'm a huge smoothie fan. I mean, same thing. If you want something rich and creamy, you can put a scoop of vanilla whey protein in the blender with some strawberries and a banana or whatnot, and you can come out with something that really tastes like dessert, but it's like a protein shake. And this is my favorite trick of all. If you haven't done this already, then you have to go to Eat, Drink, and Be Skinny, and you have to type in banana ice cream, I think is what I labeled it. And you have to make that recipe because all it is a frozen banana in the food processor with like either cacao or chocolate protein powder and a tiny bit of almond milk, and it will whip itself into something that tastes like frozen, like you would think it came out of the soft serve, and it's a banana. It's insane. And that recipe is on my blog, and it's also in the Color Yourself Skinny program. Nachos. What? Everyone's missing nachos. And I came up in another thing that I was talking about too. I'm like, gosh, because nachos are like tortilla chips, cheese, like ground beef, like a lot of sour cream, like not really like a lot of things you can do there. But I thought about it and I was like, well, yeah, we can do this. Two things. Let's think about those chips first, right? Because that's your downfall. Like tortilla chips are the worst. I can't think offhand, but I think it's something like 12 chips is like 150. I mean, it's absurd. Like when you think about what you're going through when it comes to tortilla chips. So the chips are like a problem. So what I would do is I would recommend, if you want like a wheat-based thing, is take a whole wheat tortilla, like a really responsible one, like one of those low carb ones or something, and cut it like a little pizza and toast it. And then you're gonna end up with like 8 to 10 little slices of baked tortilla-ish things. And then I think you should make nacho bites. And then you'll have a better opportunity to really enjoy the taste and the flavor of nachos, but in a much more moderate way and without all the extra salt and sugar that comes from the chips. The chips are not the helpful one there. And the fact that when you order a plate of nachos, it's like the size of a cat that just jumped on my lap. I mean, they're huge. And so this will allow you to enjoy it in moderation. And then when you can think about what you want to put on it, like then you can use black beans instead of refried beans that may have been prepared with lard. Use like a lean cut, like a lean beef or a lean turkey seasoned with the right seasonings that you like. And non-fat Greek yogurt is an awesome substitute for sour cream. You can still use cheese. And then avocado is an awesome healthy fat. I have at least half an avocado a day, and I love that. So like and you just make little nacho boats, like just have them. I think I'll write a blog post on it because it's apparently something a lot of people are looking for. Pizza is one of my favorite things in the world to make at home because it's so easy to make healthy. Like it's so easy. You can get really fancy with your crust if you wanted to go gluten-free, because just because something's gluten-free doesn't mean it's better for you. So like if you bought a gluten-free pizza and you're not gluten-free and you're like, oh, it's healthy because it's gluten-free, no, it's not. But if you wanted to make a healthy gluten-free crust, you could do it with cauliflower. It takes a lot of work, but it's totally fun. It's like a project. It takes a while though. And there is a recipe for that on my blog. But other than that, just get a really thin pizza crust at the grocery store and just roll it out really thin so you get a lot of surface area to cover. And then stock up on veggie. It's such a great opportunity to put on a ton, be responsible with your sauce. Like some pasta sauces have like a ton of sugar in them. So actually read the label. It's not something you think to look at the label on and the sugar in, but look for something that's low sugar. And then cover it in vegetable peppers and mushrooms and tomatoes and fresh basil and like, oh my God, as many vegetables, whatever you want. Eggplant is so good on pizza. And then limit the other things that are the things, like the sausage and the pepperoni and the lots and lots of cheese. It doesn't mean you can't have it, but just make sure you have more vegetables than all of that stuff. Pasta? Is anyone craving pasta? Are you craving your carbohydrates? Well, probably. I am a runner. I eat a ton of them. But 1 cup of spaghetti noodles has, I don't have to say I think because I actually wrote it down, 182 calories and 35 grams of carbohydrate with 2 grams of fiber. So, and it's a white refined flour. So it would be one of those things on the white list that I would say maybe don't do. Have you tried spaghetti squash? It's amazing. Have you tried getting a zucchini spiral and spiraling a zucchini? It's amazing. Spaghetti squash has 42 calories per cup. Zucchini has all of 29. And then if you think about the extra phytochemical, vitamin, mineral density that you're getting from those vegetables that grew in the earth and haven't been processed at all versus something that's been milled up and grind and then boiled and then sticks to the wall, it feels like it's probably a better decision, right? And it tastes really good. I suggest you just try it. There's recipes for those on my blog too. And both of them are in Color Yourself Skinny too. And then because pasta came up, Alfredo, what a killer Alfredo is, right? If you ordered, it's like, oh my, and I don't know how I did it, but I have a recipe for skinny fettuccine Alfredo that is to die for, and it's 13% more protein, 50% more fiber. Yeah, 40 less sugar and less fat, and it's so good. So it's on the blog too. But it can be done. It's just using clever ingredients, and you can get away with using stuff you don't really need. And you'll be surprised when you put your attention towards it, how simple it is to eliminate a lot of the stuff that you thought you needed. So that's 20 minutes. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it felt worth it. And if you might have questions, and if you do, I'm here for you. Teresa Marie Wellness is my corporate site. Eat, Drink, and Be Skinny is my blog. And I'm here doing this. This is my gig, right? I am a health coach. I am on a mission to make your life, to make it easier for you to make better decisions. So reach out to me. Let me know if there's anything I can clarify for you. If you can't find a recipe or if you need some other ideas, just let me know, because that's what I do. So I hope you're enjoying your journey, and I hope you found this video useful, and I will look forward to hearing from you next time. Bye-bye.